All right, hopefully that's worked. Hopefully we're now back. Apologies to Elmud. Hello, what are your thoughts on the Lego Star Wars game? Oh, which one? Skywalker Saga. I still haven't completed Skywalker Saga. We've got to get that going at some point. Maybe that's what we can play tomorrow. Tomorrow is the finale of Andor Season 2. Oof, what a season it has been. So I tell you what, tomorrow we'll be playing some Skywalker Saga. But for the other games as well, you know, Complete Saga 1 and 2, they're both cool. I think, yeah, we did play them in the end. And Clone Wars, we haven't played on the channel yet, but we have played, and I've completed that. I've completed that maybe 2 or 3 times over the course of the last decade or so. How old's the game? Probably just over a decade. Lego Star Wars games. When's the next one? That's my thoughts on the Lego Star Wars games. When's the next one? Now, it'd be nice if we got another one soon. I don't know what Lego can do to beat Skywalker Saga. We're live vertically and, you know, normally, I guess. So hello there, Shorts. Hello there, YouTube. Today we are building, let's make sure we've got, today we are building the Arc 170 into an alternate build. So that's going to be tons of fun. I have it up on my screen, but I don't have instructions for it. Studio, come on, Lego, go sort out Bricklink Studio, because it's not been the greatest recently, especially not recently when you look at all the bricks that are missing from it. The best place to design instructions, and there's really no alternative. If any of you, hello there Moonshoes, welcome back. If any of you know of a better place than Studio to design instructions for Lego sets, please do let me know. I know not all the parts are on Lego's own brick designer. Actually, Lego's own brick designer is no longer open for public access. I believe they shut it off a few years ago alongside the acquisition of Bricklink, because it allowed them to, you know, focus more on Lego's side of it. So maybe Lego Brick Designer isn't even accessible to us. So the plan for this, actually, before I break it down, I would like to talk about the reason Anakin's Eater's here, and it's because this Arc 170 is an underrated set when combined with Anakin's Eater. This is my minifigure scale, not alt build of the last Anakin Eater we got, and I'm hoping to be able to turn Ahsoka's into Kenobi's Eater. We'll have to see with that cockpit. I don't like the look of the Ahsoka cockpit. I actually found myself preferring Anakin's, despite wishing for a new one for how many years since we got this? It's been at least 5, maybe a little more years. Maybe it's not even been 5 years. This could have been like a 22 set. But either way, I think Anakin's Eater, maybe a Kenobi Eater if you've got one, and the Arc 170 are a great combo. Start of Revenge of the Sith, so many Arc 170s. Hello there, Optimus. And everyone thought this Arc was going to go with Plo Koon's Delta. Plo Koon's Delta is from the wrong timeline. The brown droid that Plo Koon has is the droid that he's in the Delta with for the Clone Wars. It's not even the Revenge of the Sith droid. I think we all would have been fine getting the blue Revenge of the Sith droid without the body. I do think Lego should have given us the Revenge of the Sith for the anniversary as well. Don't get me wrong, massive Clone Wars fan. I'm happy we're getting Plo's Clone Wars droid, but yeah, should have got the Revenge of the Sith one without the body, and I don't think many people would have blinked twice. We could use R2's torso. We don't really see that droid canonically, so Lego missed out. They could have covered their back, but instead they decided to give us what we want and give us more Clone Wars figures. That Plo Koon headpiece, though, is as good as the set. I really, really like that microfighter, and if we're going to get more microfighters like that, I don't mind getting, you know, Rex, who outside the UCS set, exclusively in the Y-Wing, Plo, exclusively in the microfighter. Are we going to get a UCS Jedi Temple after the Death Star, and Plo Koon's going to be released in that as well? No, we know they'd release him exclusively in that before a microfighter. But yeah, underrated combination. Anakin's Eater with the Arc 170. Maybe I have to build the Arc 170 to scale. I don't think it's too far, but I also don't think it's as close as we would like it here. So I'm unsure about that. Yeah, it might be all right. I still somehow have Twitch chat popping up. No one's over there. We're no longer streaming on Twitch, I'm afraid, which isn't great, but yeah, for some reason it's still up. Well, no point taking it down. We are quickly approaching 10,000 subscribers. How many weeks ago? Can someone go back and have a little look? How many weeks ago it was since we hit 5k? Because Moonshoe's predicting the people watching this. How'd you find that out? That's magic. Using the Force, I see. I feel like it was ages ago. No, sorry, I feel like it wasn't ages ago that we hit 5k subs. At 10k subs, we are going to be building Jango Fett's UCS Slave 1 just below me. You'll have to take my word. I'm trying out a new angle. Don't think I'll be able to show it off as well. Hello there. Welcome back. So the ship that we're building, no one managed to guess it in the first little section of stream. And now I tell you what, I'll give you a few more minutes. Can you guess what we're building the Arc 170 into for today's stream? It is a custom build. It's not an Eater. It's not an A-Wing. It's not a U-Wing. It's not... I can't remember what else was guessed now. It's not any of the previous guesses. Me too. Hello there, bum squirts. Welcome to the stream. Of course, with a name like that. That is a channel name if I've ever heard one. The Force is a strong ally. Who is it that said that? The Force is my ally and a powerful... Oh, it was Yoda speaking like that. The Force is my ally and a powerful one it is too. Something like that. That's an awesome name. Did you know, I saw this on a short recently. I've had so many shorts pop up of clips, especially from around, you know, Revenge of the Sith time, when they did really well with the media marketing for that. But I don't know if I'm breaking all of this apart. I'm sure I've nicked something from Lego. I'm going to regret this later. But from Revenge of the Sith time, Lucas was doing an interview, and it was about the way Yoda speaks. So the reason speaks like this Yoda does, should I say, is because it doesn't appeal more, but you listen more. If speak like this always I did, pay more attention you would to words I am saying. And it works. It works. Yoda is this real smart... Well, okay, let's not big up Yoda too much. How much do I know about Star Wars? I know a decent amount. I know more than your average person, but not as much as... Okay, maybe a little as much as your average super fan. A lot. Yeah. You're in the right place for loving Lego. We've been playing a few games recently. Repo, last night. Has anyone caught the Repo stream? That was terrifying. And the game itself is a horror game, but it's more of... it's not a horror game. It's really not a horror game. But that duck, that Repo duck, is terrifying. I'm not going anywhere near that. That can stay away. I wouldn't touch it with a pole. Shouldn't touch it with a pole anyway. Hello there. What's the rarest colour of lightsaber? I'm willing to bet pink. Pink has been canonised. Any of you that are reading the High Republic novels, there's one... I've seen this in a comic. I don't know what book it's from because the comics sort of have different names. But there is one pink lightsaber in a High Republic comic. Who can find the name of that character? And there's also a pink lightsaber there's pink and orange in Young Jedi Adventures. We've got basically every colour in Young Jedi Adventures. Orange is pretty rare as well. Canonically, We've got one orange. I'm pretty sure we've seen orange at some point in Young Jedi Adventures. But actually... Oh, Moonshoes has found it. Yeah, it's black. Because you've got the Darksaber. But orange. We've seen at least one orange saber. How many... Let me find the image from Young Jedi Adventures. It's the next Clone Wars for the High Republic. Not as good, mind you. Aimed at a much younger audience. But there is a scene when they're on... I think they're on the Star Cruiser. What's happened to that? Disney took down that Star Cruiser real quick. The Young Jedi Adventures. It was something to do with the Star Cruiser, and it wasn't Life Day. It was the other one where you've got all the sabers being held up towards the centre. You know they do it at Galaxy's Edge. So the finale of season 1, I want to say. Let's have a look. So there's pink. There's 2 pink in this image. Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4 pink, 2 purple, and oh no, 4 pink, 3 purple, 1. Is that yellow? No, that's yellow. Oh, 1 orange. There is 1 orange, 3 yellow. There are so many. This is technically canon, but is that yellow in the middle or is that orange? They kind of look more orange than yellow, like compared to Legends orange. Pink lightsabers are present in Star Wars. Oh, pre-Disney. Everyone. Yeah, Mara Jade had a light. Mara Jade had every colour lightsaber, didn't she? In Legends? No problems. Thanks for hanging. Oh, what a name. Oh, there's another pink one as well that I was covering. There's a load of sabers here. I think that middle one might be an orange. These might all be orange sabers, for all I know. I quite like the yellow with the temple guards. I'm not sure if Jedi, you know, if Jedi younglings especially are going to get yellow sabers. So I'm going to say these are all orange. Therefore, yes, black saber. Black sabers are the rarest because you've got the Mando one. And I think that's it. I think the Mando saber, it's got to be. I know with Windu he wanted a purple saber and then started a load of Sith Jedi with purple sabers. Using the light and the dark, best of both worlds. They're really the balanced Jedi. Mind you, Windu didn't look too balanced when he was fighting Palpatine. I guess black is the rarest. No chance Star Wars anytime soon bring back or introduce another black saber. But who'd you give it to? If there was a second black saber, one to rule them all, who has the most powerful, the more powerfuler dark saber? Could you say green? What makes a lightsaber? Because we also got the green fiery sword, which, you know, it was a light, it was a sword. Lightsaber is in light sword. Does that count as a saber? I'm willing to bet no, but I thought I'd throw it out there. Which colour saber? If I had a saber, I wouldn't have a saber. I would have 2 lightsabers. Grievous. Grievous has the black. Imagine Grievous. Oh, that's what Grievous has been collecting his lightsabers for. He's going to combine them into the ultimate dark saber. Because what if you mix all of the paints in a paint pot? You get black or a very, very dark brown. We'll give Grievous a Cliche planet coloured saber. More powerful than any other. One to rule them all. As if Grievous wasn't scarily overpowered enough. You'd keep it for yourself. Yeah, that's fair. If I had a saber, I would have 2. I would have a green, and I'm always back and forth. I'd have a green saber for sure, and I'd want 2 sabers, not out of greed, but out of how cool it is. You look at all the dual-sabered fights, even double-sided, you've got Darth Maul. 2 sabers. Anakin looked the best when he had 2 sabers against Dooku. You've got Ahsoka. Who else has used 2 sabers? You've got a lot of them, and they all look really cool doing it. So I'd have green, and I'd want to have something like purple. Purple's a cool saber. Maybe yellow. I think purple, probably. What colour sabers we choosing in chat? And how many? 4? Grievous has 4. Why can't we have 4? Do we have backups? Oh yeah, to show off my ambidextrousisms. There's a word. I am indeed ambidextrous. It means I can build Lego with both hands at the same time. If Lego didn't take one hand to hold it, I can swoosh around 2 ships. At least we're still flying half a ship. No. I am using all the stickers as well from this model. So no switching off stickers. Most people will have applied their stickers to the Arc 170 by now. So rather than create a ship that doesn't need them, this alternate build uses only parts you'll find on a complete Arc 170. I'm just hoping I haven't missed any pieces, because we did modify this just a little bit. So I've gone back, replaced all of these stickered bricks from the parts that we built them with. And I think I've got them all. All right, the engines, I'm pretty sure, are the engines. How similar are these engines? Oh, wow. These engines are exact. There you go. I've ripped off the Lego engines. How many sabers? Lego lightsabers, I have... Oh, I'm willing to bet hundreds. Maybe hundreds will count like 101 as being hundreds. But actual lightsabers, we have 3 between me and my fiance. I'll break them down a bit more in a second, but it sounds more impressive if you add them up. We've got 3 retractable sabers and 2 of the big LED ones. We have the noise one. There's a saber that Star Wars released a few years back now that you could speak into it and have like croissant, croissant, croissant. I'm sure you've seen a few other shorts of choice words, shall we say. But yeah, we have that one. I also have a retractable Anakin and Vader. Not an old retractable one, but you know, lights sound the whole lot. And then I have a full-length lightsaber with a few different custom sound fonts on. We've got a lot of the prequels. We've got, I think we have a custom, I think there's a custom Leia sound on it. It was from around the time of Rise of Skywalker. I don't know if it's the official Lego one, the official Star Wars one. It's not the official Lego one. I want a lights and sound brick in a Lego lightsaber. That'll be awesome. But yeah, so we have 2 LED ones with the, you know, solid acrylic blade, and then 3 retractable. Has to be done. A Star Wars collection is not complete until you've picked up your first saber, and it's kind of like a at-home initiation into the Star Wars collecting fandom just by getting a saber. I quite like the LED sabers that have the different fonts on, because the one I've got does it all. Like Kylo's blade, it has the broken blade effect and more. It flickers any color you can want, including pink, and I think orange. I'll have to check that. I haven't charged it for ages. I wanted to do something with it May 4th, and I wanted to do something with it last May 4th, and probably the May 4th before that. Never got round to doing anything with them, so I'll have a late May 4th at some point. Oh, this has got to stay in there. All right. So the engine block is staying the same, despite the fact, actually, we could remove these little clips. What do I think about Star Wars games? Love them. More. When's the next one? I would love a Star Wars. How would we feel if Lego turned something like Rebuild the Galaxy into a Star Wars game? Oh, well, it's a good thing we don't need that piece. I think Rebuild the Galaxy would be a really cool Lego game. Just the concept of it and making up stuff. It fits well within Lego. It's kind of not really, but kind of canon in the sense that it happens in a Star Wars universe somewhere far, far, far away. But we are going to be playing some Skywalker Saga tomorrow. I decided about half an hour ago when we were booting up the first stream, we're going to play some Skywalker Saga and recover from Andor's finale. I can't tell whether I'm excited or just dreading what's about to happen. Either way, Andor has been a blast. Such a good show. I think the reason Andor's been so successful, and this might change how Star Wars is dealt with in the future, I think the reason Andor is so successful is purely down to the fact they had time jumps. That's how the original trilogy was. That's how the prequel trilogy worked. That's how the sequel trilogy worked. That's how Clone Wars worked. Look at how successful Clone Wars is. And it has that jump in time. You're jumping around. Same with Andor. Each 3 episodes are a brand new year, broken up nice. We've kind of got 2-hour movies for each one. But it is... I think that is why it was so successful. All right. As we go through, what I might as well do... What I might as well do is create instructions here on the stream. I have the model up on Studio, which again, the model isn't... Actually... This model might be all right. We don't have the round plates on here, so I can add those later. But it doesn't seem too bad. Okay. Andor is... They have cooked, and wow, is Andor a great show. I wonder if... I can't remember the guy's name. Tony Gilroy? Tony Gilroy, that sounds right. I wonder if they'll keep him on for another project. I know he's kind of done with it after Andor. And I like the way they were shooting it. All old school. With the actual sets. I think that's gone down well as well. But I wonder if they'll try and usher him into another project. Because I can see not an Andor show, but another Star Wars drama coming out in a few years. Especially to fill the gap. We're waiting on so many projects. What about Lando? What about the droid story? What about... making sure the mic's on. Let's not make that mistake. What about everything else we're expecting? I can't remember the half of them. The next movies. We know Mando is next year's movie. But then what? What after Mando? Right. Let's get these long bits on the back. There is a movie. We are confirmed to be getting a movie in 2027 around May. And I thought we were also expecting a movie around like a week or so after Mando. No news on that one. I wonder if that's some sort of animation. Do you think we'll get any more of the deleted arcs from the Clone Wars? Skeleton Crew? Another Skeleton Crew? Oh, that'd be fun actually. Another Skeleton Crew show, because that took us out away from the main characters. But now we've got these kids. What's happening to these kids? The one that wanted to be a Jedi, perhaps showing up in Rey's Order, or maybe they're going to tie it into another character. Maybe we're never going to see this character again, and we're going to be left making fan theories on the internet forever. Maybe. That sounds like a popular Star Wars thing. That is definitely something that Star Wars would do. Right, what's next under here? Got some 2x2s going on. Tell you what, if we could make these invisible... Yes, we've got Ahsoka Season 2. That's coming out some point. I think that might be post-Mando. I can't remember now. We got Ahsoka Season 2. We got Book of Boba Fett. Could we get a second season on that? I know that's become a meme to hate on that, but I wouldn't mind a Season 2. After Season 1 setting up, it feels like a waste. It's a bit like the sequels. Setting up the next part of the story, it feels like a waste not getting anything on it. It would be nice to see some more. More? Alright. There should be a shortcut for hiding parts on here. So otherwise you've got to do it one by one. I wonder what the next step is, because we spoke last time about Rey's Jedi Order actually being Ahsoka's Jedi Order, and Rey, to be fair, not having much to do with it. But I wonder which way they're going to take it. Because surely they've got something planned. Surely there is pen on paper somewhere. Alright, we might need that piece. We'll come back if we do. And Lego sets. Lego seem to be moving further and further away from the canon continuity. This year, we have allegedly another Rebuild the Galaxy set. Don't know about that. We've also got more news on the turbo tank. Honestly, a lot of the stuff on the internet is a load of rubbish. We're not getting half of it. Half of what's advertised is a load of rubbish. But the bits that are interesting, there is allegedly a leak of the helmet design from Lego.com. Haven't checked that myself, so I don't know. We did find the Hera image back in the day. I think Hera's head, and there was a helmet that leaked. Maybe it was the Ahsoka clone trooper. I remember those videos like it was yesterday. But we do have an alleged helmet for Bakara. No helmet holes. No helmet holes for Bakara. Imagine if they gave someone like Bakara helmet holes. I think that would look a little weird. Don't really need a rangefinder or anything. But the Bakara helmet's nice because potentially, you know, some little Hoth clone troopers could appear or anything. Anything is possible with Lego Star Wars, but I'm wondering, because similar batch of troopers, the helmet doesn't give away it's Bakara. We don't know that. That's the rumor based on potentially an image. I don't think we've even seen like confidential images leak or anything like that. So pure speculation right now. But we have seen in the Revenge of the Sith dictionary, I saw someone else post this, we have seen the attack on Kashyyyk was meant to have a turbo tank. We see the turbo tank, but the pilot looked like Bakara, and the design was swapped around a few times. Could Lego be pulling from that? Could we be getting a leaked Bakara, you know, leaked not Bakara tank from Kashyyyk instead of Maigito? That'd be interesting to see what Lego decide to do. But, you know, anything can happen, quite literally. They could decide not to put it out. That would be disappointing. I'm excited for any sort of tank coming out. Imagine if they just drop it. They decide, no. Turns out there's not enough traction. Not enough people are talking about it. The sets we've already got. Maul's Mech, Plo's Microfighter. They're building up to something big. June is tiny this year. That's always the big... Oh, not the landing gear. All right, I'm going to have to go get that. There's always a big release in June. And the fact that they're saving it for August alongside... So we've got the turbo tank and we've also still got rumours of the MTT. There was a Bakara sketch since Lego is taking down any others. The thing with the sketch is... It's the Bakara sketch with the copyright logos on, and the bottom one says 2010. I saw that on Instagram. The bottom logo does say 2010, so I do think whoever did it is probably having everyone on, because recently there has been a quite high uptake in people creating false leaks and then being, you know, coming out saying, oh, told you so. I think it is quite mean for people that like the leaks, because there is a community that genuinely, you know, gets excitement from the leaks, finding sets early and just digging around, finding any information they can. We're not doing this to hurt Lego. We're not talking about it so that, you know, Lego lose profits. We're just excited about the sets on the horizon. And yeah, sometimes that is taken a little advantage of. So I'm not sure I believe these sketches. Same with the turbo tank, the Donny that claimed to, the original sketch of the turbo tank that claimed to draw it based off the wheel size. It's very, I don't know, it's very odd the fact that they managed to draw an entire turbo tank based off the wheel, and then the internet takes that as a another confidential image leak. So I'm waiting out. I'm waiting until we get confirmation from Lego themselves. But I think it's safe to say, with all the speculation and leaks, and yes, Lego taking down images, the fact that Lego are taking down anything, doing any action against these posts, it kind of confirms it, doesn't it? Imagine I was to make a video on the Wolf. The Wolf Row Class Shuttle got a bit popular. Imagine that video got taken down. That's confirmation we're getting that shuttle, because this is all just speculation. And I guess if they don't want their image, you know, hurt by any of these leaks, if some of these renders aren't up to Lego quality, only the best is good enough. If the quality of these images isn't great, I can see Lego taking it down. But I do think it's a bit suspicious when Lego start taking down certain images. You know, they're just confirming it, letting us know it's on its way, which is nice. Hello there, Chronic Gaming. I don't know if I ever mentioned the ship. Did I let you know the ship I was building? Or is it a big mystery still? I should not tell you and see if you guess it at the end. But I think at some point you'll begin to see what it is I am building. It'll get given away real fast. If I can find the pieces for it. It's one thing with Studio as well. I like building a ship in person because I know the pieces are there. So many times I've built something online and Bricklink have said, yep, pieces all there. And then I found out actually there were some pieces that, you know, the parts had been swapped around or something like that. Early days, you know. These do get found out eventually. And this is backwards. I was having a little look at the advent calendar earlier. Actually, a little look I say. Take a look at this guy right here. I will try and, I don't know if the lighting will allow it. I'll try and focus. There we go. Take a look at this guy right here. This is the gonk, right? This is the gonk from the advent calendar. Big fan of gonks. So no surprise that I built this guy here. However, what I found is potentially the first gonk with a built-in play feature. This gonk opens up and reveals some sort of crystal inside. The one I've used is the brain of the battle pack, of the recent Clone Trooper battle pack. But how cool would it be if they hide? I think Lego's version is meant to come with a 1x1 brick. Not as fun as this. But how fun would it be if we get a gonk that opens up the front? The reason I've gone with this is there's a little sticky out bit in dark bluish grey, which matches the floor of this gonk, the bottom of it, and it's either a hinge or a clip. If it's a clip element, it might just be for a frying pan on one side. But if it's a hinge, maybe they can even sneak a little sticker. I'm hungry. Maybe they could even sneak a little sticker into the inside of the gonk and have a little Easter egg, maybe a printed brick. The first printed snot brick in Lego Star Wars. I'm excited for that advent calendar. I cannot wait, because, and I think this is the most excited. Okay, we didn't get our gingerbread clone trooper. I'm hoping for a gingerbread clone trooper next year. I'm still wanting one in Lego, even though we've made a gingerbread clone trooper now. That one looks a little burnt. We might have to make a lighter one, but I'd still like to see a gingerbread clone trooper in Lego, built in Lego, with Lego, by Lego, you know. So these droids we're getting are quality. It has to be said. Gonk. And the fact that we're getting 2 new B1s. I haven't heard enough people speaking about those B1s. Everyone was going crazy over... Was it the battle pack? We got 2 new B1s because they use different arms to each other. It was something silly like that. But it was a difference, so it counts. They are exclusive B1s to that set. One of them for sure is. And we're getting 2 new. One of them has a grey arm and a backpack, and the other one has golden legs. Is this the first time we've got golden legs in... Let's brighten this up a little bit. There we go. Is this the first time we've got golden legs? Let me get an image up. In a battle droid? Because I don't think we've seen that before. Oh, I think they're official now, aren't they? Yeah, we've got official images on lego.com. So we've got one droid which is given as a day with a dark bluish grey arm. Maybe like a B2 battle droid arm. Is this droid going to be in Rebuild the Galaxy Season 2? Is this going to be a B1 battle droid with a backpack and wrist rockets? Imagine wrist rockets on a battle one. On a B1 battle droid, that's lethal. Hello there. And then we've also got, a black astromech leg. Not too common. Might be dark bluish grey or black. Then we've got a B1 battle droid with a white torso, golden legs. I don't think we've seen golden B1 battle droid legs. Let's have a look on Bricklink. If anyone has them, it'll be Bricklink. But we've got gold B1 battle droid legs, and then we also have a regular head. That'll be nice to get, especially if there's a spare piece. And a red arm and a black arm. Nice and colourful. A lot of Christmas colours as well. So they're really, really going festive with them. Oh, what's this code? A backdrop for a Star Wars box. Okay. Can't put B1 into Bricklink. Bat battle droid. Let's see if we've had the gold legs before. I don't think we have. Everything else I think we've had. We've had red arms for specific droids, maybe in like the Sandcrawler or something. We've had grey arms with the rocket droids. We've had white torsos. I think we've had the lot of them. But have we had golden legs? We have in one set. This year, To the Corner was the first set that came with golden battle droid legs. What on earth did To the Corner use those gold legs for? I have to have a little look into that later. Done enough researching for now. But yeah, it's not a new element, but it's nice to see used for Star Wars because we don't tend to get that. Look at all the space costumes. We've got the space helmet, the green space helmet in last year's City set, the dark blue space helmet in a brand new Dream set coming out, so we can finally complete our official dark blue spaceman. Mr. Oz has the torso on the Build a minifigure wall. Plain legs are easy to come by. The astronaut backing, I think the astronaut backing comes in the Dream set as well. The classic head's easy to find, but the backing, the oxygen tanks and the helmet now come with the monkey, the bobblehead monkey in Dreams. Has a whole space get up and technically a torso for like a youngling astronaut. It's not quite a baby space person, but it's like a youngling astronaut that I'm sure is going to have a whole new army of space people that size. And then on top of that, we've also got, I don't know where this brick is. On top of that, we've also got two new spacemen. We've got a turquoise, no, dark azure, I think one, and magenta, pearl gold. Which spacemen one? They're in the claw machine June 1st. They're coming out. We got two more of them, although I think we'll get all five. If Lego is anything to go off, especially with the vote for the banners in that set, and then we get two more in a creator set, I think we're in for a pearl gold spaceman, a dark azure, a lime green, and like a teal color. I don't know the official names for it, but we get two different greens and then the magenta spaceman. So that's another 5 to add to our collections. There's like 12 spacemen at the minute if we're including the fully dark blue one. So yeah, almost doubling the spaceman. Dark azure and pearl gold. Shout out Chronic Gaming. They're the ones. And they're coming in a grab machine. I think there's meant to be like 16 minifigures. 12 or 16. It's the amount of a CMF. So 12, 16 minifigures in a grab machine in these little pods. A few different shields. There's like 2 knights, 2 spacemen. Maybe they pair up the classic themes. There'll be like 2 police, maybe a copper and a robber. And then 2 It would be nice if they went back with a load of the classic themes that are getting some traction now with Mission to Mars. I've seen a few comments on this channel about sets in Missions to Mars and little themes like that, so specific. Maybe even little, I guess Bionicle never had minifigures, and they've already done a lot of that in creator sets. What other classic themes would we love to see? Along the lines of that Mission to Mars-esque. Yeah, we're live again. We managed to sort it out. Don't know how, but we managed. Let's get rid of the engine block. We don't need that. That'll help us build over it. Ooh. What I like about these engines is they're nice and... Oh, Fabuland's meant to be one. I saw that the designer set for this year is a Fabuland. No, is it the designer set, or is it like a Lego House exclusive Fabuland? So that makes sense. 2 minifigures from Fabuland, 2 from Space, 2 from Castle. I definitely think there'll be like a Copper Robber City one. This is my alternate build of this. This looks... What ship? I guess this is very Razor Crest torso with like a stretched Imperial shuttle. This is an alternate build of the Arc 170. For anyone that is trying to guess what this ship is, close your ears for a second. This is going to be a Z-95 Headhunter, which showed up in the Clone Wars. I think it might have had like a second screen time in the movies, don't they all? But yeah, this showed up in the Umbara arc with none other than Ponkrell. Ponkrell, yes. I think we all know how we feel about Ponkrell. But this is the ship that showed up in that and uses a load of pieces very similar to the Arc 170. It was one of the alternate builds for sets this year. A lot of them were to do with the May releases, and a few of them I am going to still work on for later in this year. But it was one of the alternate builds I had to hop on because it's been so long. It's been even longer, excluding the one we got this year. It's been even longer since we got the last Z-95 than it is since we got the last Arc 170. It has been over a decade. I think it's probably just over a decade. Looking 2013, 2014 time. But still, that's over a decade. Same for Dooku. When's our next Dooku minifigure? We're all patiently waiting. And still nothing on the Dooku front. Never know. Lego might have a whole bundle. With the August wave, I'm excited to see future Star Wars waves. I don't think Lego will make this many August sets and then go back to, you know, putting out 3 of them in January. I want to see another at least like 5 in January, 5 in March, 50 in May. No, please, please, not 50. I can't afford that. But, you know, keep releasing them. Keep getting better, not necessarily bigger. Again, I don't think we'd all be able to afford too big of a Lego set, considering the £1,000 Death Star. Ooh, I know some people are going to feel from that. That's going to do a lot of damage. All right. We've got a little gap in here. That'll be all right. And the reason I'm building this now is hoping to get an idea of the instructions. I've tested this out individually. When I'm building mocks, I encourage you to do the same if you are trying to build a few mocks. I always build components. I build components of the ship to know that it works in gravity. Because what works on the computer, having designed other things outside of Lego, what works on a computer seldom works in person. Especially if it's a really fancy technique, you think, why has no one ever done this? You build it in person and you realize exactly why no one's done it, because it just doesn't work. So I've built a few of the components out using spare pieces, but considering I own the Arc 170, we'll take a look at another alternate build for those of you that stayed to the end of the stream. But considering I have the Arc 170, had it built, just had to de-upgrade it, I might as well build it. So we're having a chill Tuesday afternoon here. I was trying to go live earlier on in the day. I do want to do a few earlier streams for anyone that is, you know, getting ready for bed, in Europe or that half of the world. And tomorrow will be an earlier stream. Tomorrow we'll be going live, you know, a couple hours earlier, because I'm also planning on watching Thunderbolts. I know, big day. Andor 3-episode finale, and then Thunderbolts. We're going to need to chill between them. I'm not going to be able to take it. We're going to have a little break between. Or should I say, was Thunderbolts? New Avengers now, isn't it? How long will it be after the £1,000 Death Star before we get a picture of it all over the floor because they underestimated Duck Bricks? Shout out Duck Bricks. I want to see it hung from the ceiling. I want to see the £1,000 Death Star hung from the ceiling, and then in a few weeks, when it's, you know, torn out a section of his roof, we can get a picture of it broken and just see what Alderaan looks like. It's a 2-in-1. It's a 2-in-1. Yeah, I have a feeling displays in general, the Arc 170, I do want to mention this, the Arc 170's wings are meant to be sat flat on a shelf. I haven't seen anyone have a custom stand for this, but if you are displaying this on a custom stand, please reinforce the wings. They're not strong enough to hold up the wings. Over time, the wings will, you know, slowly bend and they will start to arc. So be careful if you are displaying it on the stand. Thunderbolts, excellent movie. I can't wait. I'm a big fan of Marvel movies, but the last time I saw one in the cinema wasn't Endgame, but I can't remember which one. The last one I remember in the cinema was Endgame. Haven't seen Captain America yet. I know it doesn't play too much into it, so I'm not fussed on seeing that. Hopefully that comes to Disney Plus soon. But yeah, I can't remember. I can't remember the last one I watched. For the back of the ship, I'm going to be cheeky and steal. It's meant to be fully white. And again, I don't know if Lego make this piece in fully white. So I've taken the one with a white sticker and just plated out the inside white. Few little dark red accents on the corner, just so it looks as white as it can. Because I don't want to mess with none of these stickers. In case I decide to mock out Kenobi's Eater and then rebuild the Starfighter down the road, and now I've got the stickers that I need to hunt for. Oh, there's the brick. There's the one we need. Have I watched The Electric State? I haven't. I did get introduced to a new version of Revenge of the Sith earlier today. Oh, the latest Black Panther. We did go to the cinema for that. Wakanda Forever. That was quite cool. Wonder where they're going to take the story next. There's a lot of loose threads hanging around. Not just the MCU, but a lot of loose threads in a lot of different shows and programs, isn't there? Spider-Man. Did Spider-Man come after Wakanda Forever? Because we went... I feel like Spider-Man was years ago now, though. Like, years ago. Spider-Man feels like an age ago. It was either Spider-Man or Black Panther. So much for it being memorable. Spider-Man was memorable. What's Electric State about? I tell you what I haven't seen either. The Lego movie. Not the Lego movie, I've seen that. But the other one that's meant to be, you know, not as fun for Lego fans, but a little funny. I can't remember what it's like brick by brick. Something like that. The one that Universal used just to say they used their license because they couldn't have just wasted it. They could have. They almost did. Almost wasted a license. Okay. 2x3. Oh. This one isn't even secured down by anything. Gonna be needing that. It's on Netflix. Oh, I have to give it a go. I will jot that down so I don't forget it, because, you know, I'm going to end this stream and forget it. I want to keep building. There's a few different shows I've got jotted down to building Lego. I'm kind of on a pause from other things. Oh, yes, I've seen the poster for this. I haven't seen it though. Hey, it's got a short round in it. It's got everyone in it, but it's got a short round in it. That's enough to make me want to watch it. I like the little robot. Don't tell me he's voicing the little yellow one. I like both the robots. It'd be quite fun to build. Yeah, I've got a list ever growing of things I want to build in Lego that aren't Lego. And a lot of IPs like that. You know, the odd Netflix movie, quite fun to make. And currently working on a few Star Wars ones. They were meant to be out by now. I think one of them was meant to come out today. I just, you know, want to make it the best I can before I put it out. So, no rush. It's the best. Oh. I do enjoy quite a few of the different things Netflix have going on. The worst part, though, is with a series. When you watch a show, you get into it. Sometimes Netflix even announce a season 2, and then they cancel it because they got something else. And it feels like when I'm making videos, you know, I have so many different topics, so many different things that are going on at once. I just forget about, I'll say I'll do something. The mosaic. We were working on an Ahsoka Grievous mosaic, and then I built, I think it was a Tantive mock. Or it was something that needed all those white slopes. So I pulled them all off Grievous, never got back to it. Ended up just breaking it down. I'll finish it one day. But just like all those Netflix shows, today, not that day. Where are these one by ones? Oh, I got rid of them. I replaced them with slopes. Do you think it's a standalone movie, or do you think there'll be any more shows with it? Because Netflix have done quite a few standalone movies. I think that's what Netflix should stick to. Just one and done. Stranger Things took off. That's quite good. That's got a final season soon, I think, doesn't it? I should really keep up with a load of the shows that I watch. There's so many good shows that have come back for a season 2 years down the line, and I've just forgotten about them. I'll find them one day. Oh, I like this. This is one of my favourite pieces. You're watching this in school? Let's make this educational. I'm sure there'll be something you can learn. We've got a 6x3 round plate to act as the two little wedges at the front. And I spent so long staring at that, trying to, you know, slope off all of these so they were hidden. And then I come across that. It was perfect. It's like it was made to be. Add your account. Oh, school computers are the worst. They do need to upgrade them. It's been a while since I've used one. It's been quite a while. But I'm sure they're still running the same, you know, Windows XP probably. I've also widened the nose. I tried this with a 1 stud. I didn't like it. It was too thin. So I wanted to give the nose a bit more stability. Even though there's like 2 pieces sticking out, it's solid. Oh, it's a new Chromebook. I bet it's still somehow running an old, outdated version of Windows. If anyone can do it, school computers can do it. I'm excited to see what the V19 torrent. I've been thinking about that a lot. Oh, 6 minutes, nice. The V19 torrent is going to be a hit or a miss. It's meant to be a little landing gear. It's only to stop the nose from dipping, but we'll put that on the end. Yeah, the V19 torrent. I am so intrigued to what we could be getting with it, because we found now, I did a little video finding exactly the Clone Wars episode, not just the arc, but the episode it's from. And I must say, it goes splendid with the gift with purchase. Slowly but surely, it goes splendid with the gift with purchase. Being from Rookies, can we have some more Rookies content? Just everything from rookies, we will take it. Can't find any of your train wheels. Oh, I think there's a few Christmas poly bags. If you are struggling to find train wheels, check out some of the Christmas poly bags. Because they have a load of trains at Christmas. Does Lego know how to make anything else besides trains at Christmas? Yeah, we know what the V19 is going to be from. Shame there's no, 99. Could we have got 99 in a set? That would have been nice. The original Bad Batch member. We were talking about Jack from Yoda Chronicles the other day being the fifth member of the Bad Batch. But there is something that I forgot, and it was the numbers. We find out, I think in the Clone Wars Bad Batch arc, either that or in the first episode of the show, we find out that Crosshair is CT9904, a 99er, which is why the Bad Batch are called 99, because they're 9904, 9903, 9902, 9901 are the other three members. Echo is like the adopted brother of the lot. And who was the original 99? The 99, Clone Trooper 99, CT9900, which I think there was some sort of, maybe the fact that 99 aged quickly also reduced their super strength, their superpower. Could 99 fly? Could 99 fly? Imagine a flying clone. No, standing against that. Is 99 indestructible? I don't think so. The sacrifice, I don't think it affects that anyway. Indestructible or not. You never know. Maybe one day we will find out what 99's true power is. But yeah, 99 is the original bad... I mean, he's literally called a Bad Batcher, I think, in the episode. When I was watching so much of that when making that video. Maybe too much. Clone Wars, no such thing as too much, is there? What's that saying? By one... But it is odd how so many little things, no problem, cheers for hanging. So many little things have been, dripped throughout Clone Wars, throughout Star Wars in general. And the unfinished arcs of the Clone Wars, for instance. So we have a few of them, Christophsis, the Crystals of Christophsis, we got the unfinished episodes of. Then we've got the sort of Asajj Quinlan arc in Dooku and now in Tales of the Underworld. That's been spread out through there. We then got the Bad Batch, got its own show. Season 7 of the Clone Wars brought back, the Bad Batch arc. We saw Ahsoka on the underworld of Coruscant, or sort of a little journey, I think that was meant to be. And then Mandalore kind of sums up. And then we get Shadow Lord. We'll get on to Shadow Lord in a second. That's a whole new story. But we have seen we've seen a lot of those unfinished arcs. Almost all of them. Some of them still yet to come out. But, they're getting there. Every book, every show somehow leans back on one of the unfinished arcs, doesn't it? So I can't remember the other arcs. There are a few more we haven't got. So I feel like every piece of Star Wars, every animation is going to fall on one of those. I don't know if this cockpit's going to fit a minifigure. That's one thing I haven't tried out. The cockpit's this long enough for a minifigure, but we don't want a minifigure laying back and falling asleep, do we? Not in this cockpit, at least. Oh, which one do we pick? I think we go for the one that's got the most open. More Shadow Lord. I keep saying it was to do with the Shadow... Which one is it? I keep saying Shadow Council, which is the Empire, the Aftermath books, not the Shadow... I can't remember. The one we see in Clone Wars that dissolves real quick after that. I don't think it's the Council. It's the Shadow Collective. It's the Shadow Collective. It's going to be about the Shadow Collective. I would like an Andor size. Maybe not even Andor. Andor was 4 lots of 3 episodes. Clone Wars tended to be 4 episode arcs. So if we get 3 lots of 4 episodes, maybe they need more episodes for certain parts of the story. But what would be nice to see is if we got a bit of Sons of Dathomir. Those comics, that was another unfinished Clone Wars arc with the Shadow Collective. Sons of Dathomir are the best comics. They're Dark Horse comics. Do I need to say any more? They're the best comics I have read from Star Wars. I haven't read many of the Marvel ones, I have to admit. There's been a few good ones. But yeah, they are amazing. If you're into the Star Wars comics and haven't read them, I recommend start reading. But we could get a little bit of that animated like they're doing with these other shows. Give us little bits. Don't tell us a story as it's been told, but just give us a little bit more. And then we can also get a little bit of the other unfinished, basically every gap in Maul's timeline. So Maul with the Shadow Collective, I think that would be quite fun to explore. Especially after we see the Son of Dathomir comic line runs up to Grievous's attack on Dathomir, you know, the death of Mother Talzin, and those big events that, just for a scale of time, I'm not going to tell you how it happens, you're going to have to read them for yourself. They're fun. But yeah, it's right at the end of Clone Wars, but just before Mando. So we find he regroups, we don't know how, we don't know any of the other dodgy dealings, and then after Clone Wars, the Shadow Collective's basically gone. It dissolves real quick, and who steps out? The latest member to join, Crimson Dawn. You know, the guys we see in Solo. You got Dryden Voss, who then is murdered by Kira. Coincidence that they step in towards the end and then they're the only ones left? I think they absorb the Shadow Collective. The Pikes, you know, are left on their own. They're not doing well. We see that in Book of Boba. We get an idea at just how the Pikes are dealing across the rest of the original trilogy. And I assume that's true for the rest of the Imperial time as well. But yeah, there is more to Crimson Dawn, and I hope to explore that. That will then be the second arc, you know, Maul taking it up with Dryden Voss. We need to see more Dryden Voss. There's a reason they animated him for Season 7, and I'm willing to bet he's going to show up in Shadow Lord in some context. Even a flashback. We're going to get something. And then the third and final arc of Shadow Lord, I would make Kira. Training Kira, leading up to Maul training Kira, Darth Maul training Kira. Hello there, never too old for Lego. Darth Maul training Kira is worthy of a Clone Wars arc in itself. And then that launches into, you know, Palpatine finds out, oh, there's more Sith, let's destroy them, sends Vader to go attack Maul. Kira probably holds her own and gets off-world, or maybe Kira's not even around. Maybe Maul's got this secret apprentice, aka Kira. Maybe it's not Kira. Maybe he finishes Kira's training and takes on another apprentice. You all seem to think Darth Talon's coming into this show. Maybe he trains Darth Talon. And I don't think they'd kill off Darth Talon. Again, no apprentice, but maybe Vader hunts down Maul, finds him, and that's what then sends Maul into hiding. When we find him in Rebels, he is scared. Maul is petrified of Darth Vader. Just the mention of his name, and Maul's already wanting to get out of there. So there's something that goes down. We just don't know what yet. And I do think we'll be able to see it in Shadow Lord. I think it'll be the perfect time to see What actually happens between Maul and Vader? A Maul and Vader fight? Are you kidding me? In animation as well. That's gonna look awesome. I use the word a lot. There's no other way of putting it. A Maul Vader fight will probably be one of the best animated fights. There's a load in the Clone Wars, right? I'm not going to reduce this to the best fight. Maybe there are a few that compare. But it's going to be one of the best fights. For sure. No doubt about that. Believe in the Star Wars animation team. I would like to see more Clone Wars level, though. Don't want to see any more Star Wars unless it's a 5-season, 32 episodes a season, 1 hour long, about how Cad Bane becomes Cad Bane. We still don't really see it, do we? He goes off to prison. He comes back Cad Bane. Underworld, I think, fills in enough for them to continue it. They're probably going to do a comic run about it. Everyone but Cad Bane has had a comic run. So maybe Cad's due at least, you know, at least a comic run. But a show would be cool. We don't know about him and Boba as well. That was the deleted scene from... Ooh, that wasn't, because Boba showed up against Dooku in the, like, Jedi, the Sergeant Quinlan Vos storyline. But that was another deleted arc, Cad Bane versus Boba, which is kind of confirmed from their rematch in Boba Season 1, where we've got Boba with the dent in the helmet, which isn't Beskar. It's a Beskar alloy, because Jango probably patched up his head. Well, Jango probably outgrew his original helmet and had to make another one. So that's how he was able to dent it, but because it's a Beskar alloy, it's still a little strong. And then we've also got Cad Bane's patch on his head, but I don't think Cad Bane's dead. I would love to see what Cad Bane would do. We don't know right at the start how he becomes how he is. Maybe like a prison show with Cad Bane. But I'd also like to see post Boba. You know, Todo comes along, patches him up, then what? He's had a little rematch against Boba and kind of failed again by the looks. If he can patch up his skull, Bane was shot in the head. If he can patch that up, I guess we don't know who was shot. He could have been badly burnt. Bit of the crosshair treatment. But if he can patch himself up then, he can patch himself up after Boba. He is still alive. I want to see a live-action Todo as well. Imagine putting all that effort into a live-action Bane to kill him off in the first appearance and never bring him back. It would almost be like inventing a Jedi as sick as Mace Windu and then him dying by being thrown out a window. Imagine not bringing Windu back. They have to. Windu is kicking out there. Probably literally kicking something out there. Somewhere in the galaxy. We just haven't found him yet. He's about. Do we have enough parts for this? Alright, one bias. This is it. This is how we do it. There we go. One, and they're the right size. Wait, this is long. 2 studs too long. We need more animation. We're getting Visions, which I think is nice, but that's not the Star Wars animation team. We need more Clone Wars. We got Tals, which are shorts. Nice to be getting them maybe bi-yearly. Are we getting more in October? Tales of the Sith when? Everyone's still asking for Tales of the Sith. Tales of the Jedi. Tales of the Sith. Tales of the Empire. Tales of the Republic. Tales of the Rebellion Asterix of clones. The Rebellion, but it's the clone troopers post-Republic joining the Rebellion, leading up to Rebels. I want a whole show on that. Again, give us a 5-season, 32-episode, hour-long an episode season on the clone troopers. What happened to the clone troopers? We want to know. I might have to just make my own animated clone. Start from scratch. How hard can it be? Hello there, Greg Dillon. Welcome. How hard can animating a show be compared to building Lego bricks? Surely it's the same. Instantly well in over my head. There's no way to start an animated show. Ooh. Yeah, we've got so many characters in Star Wars, full stop. Maybe that's why LEGO struggled to put them all in sets. But then we get sets like Maul's Mech. Do we need a Clone Wars Maul? It's only been a few years. I can think of a load of other lightsaber wielding characters that could take Maul's space. I tell you who would be a really great character to reuse, because we're seeing a few of the little ones. Am I going to get the Krusty Burger? I don't think so. I don't know. I've not been too big a fan of The Simpsons. We got a few of The Simpsons CMFs, but I didn't get The Simpsons house. The gift with purchase. Have you seen the gift with purchase? The couch. That's a great gift with purchase. I think that The Simpsons is as good as the Camino training for Star Wars. Like, yeah, you could have got a minifigure with it. You could have got, with the Simpsons one, you could have got, you know, something else. Maybe another little reference that fits with a Krusty Burger. But for those of us that don't have the house, it would be great to pick it up with a part of the house at least, just for the extra minifigures. But yeah, I'm not a big Simpsons fan. I think it'd be different if, like someone like Brixie, for instance, who has the massive city. That would be different if I was putting it into a city. But because my city is poor, it's 2 blocks of modular buildings, custom modular buildings, one of which is my sitcom tower, and the other one is like a Lego store. I think if I had a full-on city, then I would be interested. Oh, it looks like these engines are not going to fit in. And this is why we build it in person. Okay. We could just flip the engines, honestly. I like the minifigure selection. The fact that they've got so many. I watched a designer interview. I say interview. I watched the Lego designer speak on it. And it's a good set. I'm intrigued about the interior. I didn't see the interior in the video I watched. So if it's got a fleshed out interior, does it open as well? Because it might just be fairly hollow on the inside. I don't think LEGO have been doing too much in way of interiors in their city sets. It'd be a shame if a set that big didn't have a fleshed out interior. The amount of minifigures you can cram in there. Oh, the Quickie Mart. That was the other one. We got the Simpsons home and the Quickie Mart. Both quality sets for Simpsons. I think Simpsons might be soft launching its own theme. Imagine Simpsons' entire theme. As a non-Simpsons fan, that would be pretty cool. I might not be buying them, but I'll be watching people build them. Alright, we can make this work by taking off, I think, one of these plates and a Technic beam. This is why I like to build my ships before making instructions of them. Because imagine trying to get all of you to fit the engines on. For sure someone's going to break a piece. Can't be having that. This is completely unacceptable. And what I should have done as well is pull apart the engines so they could slide off onto each other. Which they kind of can. But it might be easier popping off the bottom of it. I've also seen images. Have you seen images of the new... oh, what's the beast from Lord of the Rings? I can't remember the name of it. Gandalf and... The Balrog. It's something like that. The Balrog. The bookend. Or the little book nook. That's cool. I like the book nook. A bit underwhelming compared to Sherlock. You got the Star Wars logo. How cool is it? Having built it. The Balrog, thank you. How cool's the Star Wars logo? You liking it? Because the more I see images of it with other sets, I think walking into the Lego store, that's the last set. You know, walking into the Lego store, oh, you've got 5 minutes to grab every set you want. I don't think that would be on my mind, because the box, it doesn't tempt me. It really doesn't tempt me, that set. But seeing it on display and seeing everyone else having it built is really changing my mind. Cool build. I think that with a bunch of ships is what it's made for, I guess. To be a part of the display. It's for collectors. It's not for your average Joe. It's not... oh dear, it's not like the book. I don't know how they got away with that book. Oh! Oh, have I detached it? Yeah, it's not like the Force of Creativity. I don't know where that come from. I don't think I used that piece. Alright, you on top. You around there. Nope, you backwards. I think. I might try to build, not the Star Wars logo. I think... oh, I think I've put this upside down. So I had to flip it. I think there's a few other logos we could build. Shame it doesn't come with minifigures. I've seen a few people display minifigures with it. Planning to get the shuttle carrier set. Is this a Star Wars shuttle? Shuttle carrier. Like the U-Wing or... because I think the space sets, I'm still wanting to pick up that space, the new set that come out in January, the new set. Really? Halfway into the year, you know, the space set, the city one that came with the new astronauts. I'm still looking at picking that up. Line it up. Line it, line. Wait. Oh, oh, now line it up, eh? There we go. Which set's that? If you want to give the set number, if you've got the set number at hand, I can get it up on screen then. If you've got it. Don't worry, I don't remember set numbers. Not like giant buttons, aren't they? You definitely make an outfit out of Lego bricks. Alright, I'm adding that to the video idea. Oh, yes, the NASA set. Oh, nice. And also a new Speed Champions. I'm looking at getting the Challenger Speed Champions card. That was my choice of car on Gran Turismo. I can't tell you why. There's no specific reason it was that. But the Challenger, yeah, the Dodge Challenger, the new Speed Champions one. That's the set. That's the car that I picked. I think it was probably one of the cars that was fairly easily obtained. Maybe I picked it because it was so easy to obtain. But that is the one that I raced with for quite some time. Spent a lot of hours on that game. 103.60, thank you. Right, I think this is the NASA one. 103.60. Based on the numbering. I think after seeing how big, what was the last plane they did? The really big plane. After seeing that one, this is going to look great. And it's a 2-in-1, technically. You got NASA and Boeing. Plaques for them individually. We could have got something like this with 3PO, C3PO and R2, couldn't we? I think I still would have ended up picking up. I think I would have wanted R2 3PO. I got R2 for my birthday, yes. and I want to pick up 3PO maybe Black Friday when it gets a little cheaper. But I do think that if they released 3PO and R2 like that Boeing and NASA, like the space shuttle set, if they released them in one set, it would probably would have made me pick them up a little quicker. It probably would have been more expensive to get them. I don't see Lego doing any sort of discount if you pick both of them up. I don't see him charging more. I just don't see him doing any sort of discount. Maybe they would try and charge more. Don't know if they'd get away with it though. Not for a set like that. Oh. Where are the buttons? Not the gumdrop buttons. There's not too many non-Star Wars sets I've got. Obviously, the Speed Champions is an exception. Speed Champions are expensive. The only reason I would pick up that Speed Champions Challenger, because I've never owned a Speed Champions. I've bought them as presents. I've given a lot to my dad. But I've never bought a Speed Champions for myself. I've never looked at a Speed Champions and thought, yeah, I would display that one. I'll have that. I've looked at it and thought some really cool parts. We've got B2 Emo. I've still got a few Andor beats on my desk. We've got B2 Emo here, which the eye of B2 Emo is a spare piece from my dad's James Bond Aston Martin. That's a great piece usage. And I thought of it before Firestar. Firestar Toys, great minds think alike. Can't take credit for it. They probably had it planned before I even thought of it, but, you know, I got it out there into the world. I don't think I got it out into the world before them. Not into the public world, at least. I might have sent someone a picture of it. But, yeah, the only reason I'm pretty sure it's the Aston Martin, the Bond Aston Martin. Did I like the Andor show? I am terrified for tomorrow. The final 3 episodes. What's the time? It's 8. I probably won't be watching it in 12 hours. But in 24 hours, I'd have finished it. Yes, I'm excited for the final 3. And I can't believe it's coming so quickly. The finale of Andor already, because it's the 4th week. Yeah, the 4th week of Andor. I'm liking the 3 episodes, but my only problem is, so if they released 1 episode at a time, we'd be on episode 4, and we'd still have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we'd be going through to the 9th of July. So what have we got up until the 9th of July? Are we getting any other show? Are Star Wars leaving us dry? Are they just going to leave it there? You've had Andor. Merry Christmas. We've got to get... I mean, I guess more Shadow Lords coming out at some point. There's 12. I know, last week's 3 episodes. What do you mean we've got more? That's it for Mon Mothma. Mon Mothma's arc has wrapped up in the 9 because the next story for Mon is continued in Rebels. But new episodes of Criminal Minds. Oh, there's quite a few. I don't watch Criminal Minds, but I know you get quite a few episodes with those. Maybe I need to pick up another show. I have started watching Invincible. There's not enough episodes of that to last till the next Star Wars show. We haven't got anything set in stone. Nothing announced. Maybe there's a few different... Oh, where's the logo on the Z-95? Maybe there's a few different shows that are, you know, ready to go. And they're just deciding which one to go next. There we go. Because we don't know anything for Star Wars. There isn't a logo. Well, there is now. No logo on the Z-95. What were they thinking? Just insulting the Republic casually. Let's not do that. We'll get the 501st on us. Oh, Mission Impossible. I've fallen behind on Mission Impossible. That's another one of those movie series that I started watching. Same with Transformers. I got around to watching the animal one. Like the Beast Transformers. But I haven't watched the animated show yet. The animated movie. I should make a list. I should really have a list of all these. Be harder to forget then. Is Mission Impossible 8 the final one? Because they can't be making... How much? I want to say how much can they milk it, but you know, Mission Impossible, the style of movie, they're not really milking anything. They're just deepening the lore. A bit like Indiana Jones, isn't it? They could keep doing those forever. Oh. Is this wing? No, we're missing one connector. Oh yeah, right on top. Final one. I might have to catch up for the final one. I want to know how it ends. The last one I watched must have been like 5 or 6. It was years ago. Not as many as I'm probably making it out to sound, but it feels a lot more. Don't need that. Oh, look, it fits snug. Wait. Oh, man. Wait. That would work if we swap those around. Yeah, we've got to. Because then we're also bulking out the engines at the bottom. Well, they're nice pieces to use that way. But they would work so well. To be fair, we can always just flip around this corner bit, and let's do that. Yeah, Star Wars feels like it's about to enter a dry patch. I don't know how I feel about that. About Star Wars dry patch. What have we got? Alright, 1x3s, plenty of... Oh, because we need... Oh, that would be alright. And connect them like that. Hey, 1x3 save the day. Maybe Star Wars are going to spring something on us. Star Wars Celebration, nothing. Well, a few shows, but you know, nothing concrete. We can even put it in the middle. Make a little T. Brick T. Dune, there you go. That's another franchise. I quite like the adverts for the Dune game. I think it's Dune Awakening or something, because it says about the most dangerous planet in the universe, and then shows off Tatooine. Tatooine's the start for Star Wars. It only gets worse after leaving Tatooine. I guess Jakku's pretty tame. But the fact that the Dune planet is the worst place, and it's just like Star Wars Tatooine, that amuses me. When's the second or the next Dune coming out? Dune Part 2? Because ain't they doing a Wicked? Doing it in parts. Everyone's coming out with different parts now. There we go. I've bricked over these engines as well, just to fill them in. I'll give you a close look in a sec. But yeah, Dune's multiple parts. Everything seems to be multiple parts, which some of them I think work. Something like Dune can maybe add a few years. But only one set. For a movie as big as Dune, no matter what you thought about Dune, it did do quite well at the box office. So the fact they couldn't do another set. Oh, Dune Part 2 is already out. There you go. Shows how behind I am. Is there a Part 3? Are they doing it in 3 parts? Can I use that as my excuse for not watching it? Oh. Question is, which tiles? Or do I tile it off? Maybe we leave this one not tiled. Or maybe... maybe we come back to it. Oh, Part 3 is coming out next year. Okay, Part 3. when part 3 comes out, because that book's massive. I wanted to read the book as well, and then I picked up Lord of the Rings instead. Decided to read that. It's my Growl set. Oh, I still... Growl set, what set? There's a few sets that I'm so tempted, and a few of these are affordable sets as well. You're looking at things like the Inquisitor Scythe, which still goes for like 90 to 120 here in the UK. You've got... I have to think for my Growl set, but we've got the Inquisitor Scythe, we've got the Justifier. That's still cheaper than retail to buy new in box. No matter how long after Lego have released that, unless, even with Cad Bane in it and Toto, I can still pick that up fairly reasonably. Maybe new in box goes for a little more than retail, but most of the ones I see are affordable. The Grievous Starfighter for that 212th Airborne. I think that might be a Growl set, just for the minifigure. Starfighter's pretty cool. There's an exclusive cockpit that goes for like 3p. It might be Grievous' Starfighter. That is a shout. Part 3 is on the second Dune book. Always 2 there are, or are there more? Should I just wait until, you know, season 7 comes out, movie 7 comes out, it's a bit worse off, and then movie 8, sorry, not relating this to any other show, comes out, maybe it's liked a bit more. The fact that part 2's come out without a set, do we think the Lego set didn't do as well as Lego hoped? Because realistically, it's a glorified Black Panther ship, isn't it? As far as the Lego set's concerned. I don't want to insult any Dune fans here, but as far as the Lego sets involved, I do feel like they made it... Maybe they could have sandied it up. Maybe they could have sandied it up to stop it looking like a Black Panther set. Hold on. Are these wings... Yeah, these wings are on the right way. Lego are dropping... Maybe Lego are taking on too much. Maybe Lego have bit off more than they can chew with a lot of these shows, because even Star Wars, Andor, we're getting a set per show. Andor's done relatively successful. Mando has been going for a bit longer, so gets a few more sets. Even Mando Season 1 got a load of sets. Even Mando Season 1, before they knew it was popular, they were working on sets. Yeah, never mind. That puts our ideas out the window. I can't believe part 2's out and I haven't seen a Lego set. I think my White Wow is... It's probably Grievous' Starfighter for that 212th Airborne, because you can pick up a set for like 100 quid. That minifigure's 120. It's more than the set. And it's the only 220 style clone trooper I don't have on this wall that isn't a custom. We have a 212th Airborne. Is that visible? Oh no, this blue one right here. That's a 212th Airborne, but it is a custom. 360 printing, beautiful minifigure, but I would like to own the official one. So I do think Grievous' Starfighter is a White Wow, out of what Lego have already made. Unless we're speaking about what Lego haven't made, in which case, if out of sets that Lego haven't made, there's only one choice for me right now, and that choice is the Pentarchy Arena. From Attack of the Clones, the Geonosis Arena, from Attack of the Clones, Episode 2, Attack of the Clones, is my favourite Star Wars movie, so big old bias there. But I think the arena with 3 brick-built beasts, some Geonosians in a little side stand that someone like me could mock into an arena, and yeah, I do think... Oh, Dwight's called out, and I have to admit, usually someone in chat says a set might be made, or we might get a set about this, and a month later we find out that there's a leak about this set, and a few months after that we get the set. So here, Dwight here. Dwight thinks that we're going to get a TIE Defender set in 2026 from Andor Season 2. Do we think the TIE Defender's showing up anywhere else? Because I think if the TIE Defender is leading on even to something in the comics, I think we're definitely getting a set. I'd love to see a TIE Defender. What could be cool is if they go all out with like a UCS TIE Defender. We need more UCS. Oh, TIE Avengers. Yes, from Andor. TIE Defenders from Rebels, isn't it? I didn't notice. Yeah, if we get a few more... Oh. Hold on. Is this connected just by the bottom? Oh, that is risky. Do we have a brick? Oh, I think I ran out of 2x2s, which is why I nicked it from here. A TIE Avenger set. We need more TIEs. We did get the TIE from Rogue One. So I think getting a TIE Avenger is a good call. Oh, hold up. You're meant to be on top, are you? No. I think you're not meant to be there. That's what I think. You're meant to be there. Yes, and then... Okay, now we have space for a brick. A 2x3 in tan. I'd be surprised if LEGO don't make a TIE Avenger. Out of all the TIEs they have produced, we do have a TIE Defender. Before Rebels, we might have got one in Rebels. I think they went for Vader's Advance more so. But we do have a TIE Defender alternate build from early on with LEGO sets. Back when TIE sets used to be fun and have little 3-in-1 builds. Can we bring back those? Oh no, that is meant to go... What have I done? What piece am I missing here? Or have I not clipped this in? I don't really know. Oh, we'll work on that. I do want to see... We got TIE Crawlers. Does anyone even know what the TIE Crawler is? It's... For those of you that don't, it's basically a TIE bomber. No, it's not really a TIE bomber. Kind of. It's a TIE fighter, but instead of wings, it has giant wing sizes, kind of TIE bomber wing sizes, with a tank tread going the whole way around the wing. What? A giant TIE tank? Was it necessary? No. Does it make a lot of racket in Legends, of course. But also, it's a pretty cool ship, generally speaking. Oh, I've connected the bottom of this all wrong. That's why it's loose. So we're going to want to remove this brick. We don't want this because this goes under there. But yeah, more TIE multi-builds. I think LEGO should bring them back. They've had every opportunity to, and we're yet to see one. I know there's a whole community of LAN members that, mind you, LAN don't really do it, but there is a whole community now of us mock builders building different alternate builds. So maybe LEGO feel like they can put more effort into more sets. They were coming out with like 5 sets each time. Back in the early 2000s, that was. So maybe LEGO have bitten off a bit too much. Eyes bigger than their belly in some sense. But I do think it would be cool to get at least one UCS TIE fighter that can become an interceptor, a bomber, a Avenger, Defender, Crawler, Bomber. I think I said Bomber. Reaper. What other TIEs have we got? All of them. All of them's a big ass. They look nothing like each other. But all of them. All of them in one. Oh, let's double logo it. Yes. I think that's what we're missing with Star Wars sets. In terms of the variety. You look at the sets we've got. We've got another Delta coming out this year. We got another Imperial troop transport, like a dropship. And we've got Maul's mech. Then we've got Turbo Tank. And MTT is overdue. And MTT has been long enough, for sure, that we can get another one. But a lot of the sets we've been getting recently have been remakes, remodels. which is fine as long as Lego keep making new things. The TIE Avenger is a perfect call for a new set, so I do hope that comes to pass. The U-Wing is a massive improvement over the last one. The more I look at the U-Wing, the more I find something that I prefer over the last one. I've started breaking down the last one still and finding, oh yeah, I didn't have to do that for the new set. Oh, this wasn't as complicated for the new set, that sort of thing. Is there another 1x4, or have I used it? Did I think I needed it, when in fact I needed 2 1x2s? I called it. I called it on the middle here. This is meant to be 2 1x2s, which holds it in a little firmer. Ah, there we go. Do I have enough 1x2s now? I'm going to trust there's another one. Another one somewhere. Yeah, I like the minifigures with Lego sets. At least they're adding new minifigures to them, like the Maul Mech. If we got the Maul Mech Clone Wars style Maul with the same Maul from the Scimitar, there would have been many eyebrows raised. So I'm happy we're getting a different one. But still, how different is it? Given the fact that the torso's a slightly worse version, not Lego's fault, but slightly worse version still, of the last time we got Clone Wars. That would be an interesting thing to see go down. Oh, here we go. Here's the last 1x2. This ain't looking half bad. Imagine picking up the Arc 170 and on the back of the box it shows you this and maybe like an A-Wing. I think an A-Wing's an easy build. Lego should add an A-Wing alternate to every single build. I've been looking a load of mocks on Rebrickable. The Falcon has an A-Wing build. The Inquisitor Scythe, A-Wing build. Everything with a cockpit. The Inquisitor Scythe looked a bit funky, but genuinely everything with a cockpit has an alternate build of an A-Wing. Was it the Inquisitor Scythe or Krennic Shuttle? It might have been Krennic Shuttle. It was one of them. Everything has an A-Wing build. Why don't Lego add just a default A-Wing? Every time they come out with a Falcon, you know, there's a handful of ships, big ships, not minifigure scale. I'm talking a big A-Wing with a Falcon's pieces. So many ships that they can build with the same pieces, you know, reuse, reduce, recycle. You, and are there whites? I used the whites, didn't I? What if I rethink that? We don't even have controls for this cockpit, do we? Right, before we go anywhere, does a minifigure fit? We have to get a pilot in this, otherwise it's the V-Wing all over again. Ah, it's going to be close. Ah, nah. One stud away. Oh, wait. You're not lounging back. Oh, because of the headroom. Hey. Now you're lounging. There we go. That's cool. Could we get you even further back, though? Come on. All the way. All the way. I don't think we have any more tiles. Oh no, we do. We have a few. I want to have a little pistol clip, maybe. Somewhere the clone can hide their pistol. Oh yeah, the helmet's just too long. That's all right. Doesn't go down perfectly, but goes down as well as the original arc. So we can put this back. Any loose tile? Anyone? An ISB meeting room would be a great set. Yeah, imagine the diorama with the big minifigures. Partagaz. You could even have it with Partagaz, the... You know, the one that Luthen had on the inside. Dedra's in the U-Wing. I think we could pass on Dedra being in it because it makes people pick up the U-Wing for Dedra. And then a few of the... I don't remember any of their names, but a few of the different peeps. That could be fun. The giant Imperial insignia on the back. That's a fun ship. Did I fix this up? Yeah, this is everything. All right, this is the Z-95, Z-95. I keep coming up with all the different numbers. Z-95 alternate build. You can see there are quite a few parts. There tends to be. Any way we can strengthen it. Any bits that are loose. The wings, solid. It's more solid than the original set. Still wouldn't recommend... Oh, I would recommend displaying this up. Just don't hold it by the wings. They're not holding. The wings aren't supporting much. Not half bad. And does it stand? It doesn't need the landing gear. Even better, because that landing gear was horrible. So I've now got a few modifications to make to this model. But here we have the Z-95 Headhunter. I'm impressed with this. There will be a video out of this ship in a couple days time where I'll give you a bit of a closer look. My favourite part is this cockpit at the back allows for some storage room. Perhaps that's where we get the blaster. But Andor's got so much set potential. If Andor really takes off and season 2, you know, has great performance, we're seeing so many figures, action figures and other merch. If Andor season 2 really takes off and then we see more merch down the line. Funko right now, I will always go back to Funko. Massive Funko wall on this wall, a wall of Funkos, and they're just releasing Tales of the Empire because the Tales series are so successful. Season 3, you know, that's not with a light heart that Star Wars can put out 3 seasons of shorts content. They're only quick little shorts of the story. So the fact that we've got Funkos from Tales of the Empire, not Underworld, Tales of the Empire, you know, Barriss Offee and Thrawn, we're talking about here, 4 or 5 of them. I think we could see some more Andor sets down the line. Maybe some, I don't know about next year, maybe some in like August, September. August is meant to be a big drop. Normally it's September, but I'm looking forward to see what sets we've got in August. Let's take a look at what let's see what I've been looking at this entire time. So what you can see on screen, this is Studio. So this is the Z-95 Headhunter that we've just built in person. The cockpits don't look as good here, and I've modified this cockpit so that it actually fits the pilot. But this isn't the only ship that I've built. This is one of 2 alternate builds that have made it through to the instruction stage. You can see this little bit of landing gear, completely optional. I recommend going without. The other ship that I've built is Krennic's Shuttle, celebrating Andor. This uses the Kylo Ren command ship. It's a set that I haven't picked up, so I can't actually build this in person. So this is the best look you're going to get. But I will be putting up instructions in due time. There's a few pieces that haven't rendered perfectly in this, so I would like to fix that before making instructions. Come on, Lego, fix your Bricklink Studio. You own Bricklink now, fix it. But this is Krennic's Shuttle from maybe Andor, especially Rogue One. We don't know if it's in the Andor finale just yet. I'm sure it will show up. We've got much more of Krennic to see. But we've got a few little bits. The iconic shape of Krennic's Shuttle, which sets it apart from every other ship. You've got the cockpit here with these dark bluish grey acting as some sort of tinted glass. I've got some plates sticking out as blasters. And my favourite part of this ship are the blue engines that send Galen flying across the platform. How I've got them to stick on. They're quite solid, so are the wings. One thing I have done with the wings to make it seem like they're connected the whole way across is connected them kind of the whole way across. These middle 2 clips are enough to hold the wings a little lighter than Kylo's shuttle, but we do have 3 sets for each wing. So 1 on each end has been left empty to give it the illusion of being connected the whole way across. The connection into this display is the exact same as Kylo's shuttle, which you'll know if you have built it. It's got the 2 Technic pins with the studs and then the axle going through. No worries of this falling over. The only thing you'll have to do yourself is create a custom plaque for this, because we're just using a 2x6 plain tile. There is really nothing else we could have done for that. But I'm happy with how this turned out. Again, this is one of 2. We've also got the Headhunter. But there'll be a video coming out in a few days about this, so stay tuned for that. Really want, let's have a look, really want a Lego Star Wars architecture line. Coruscant, I would love even a little postcard. Could we get little Lego postcards for Coruscant? We could get Naboo. We could get Coruscant again. There's so much of Coruscant. Jedi Temple. Gorman Plaza would be an awesome. I'll tell you what, I might have to work on a little Gorman. Imagine the little sets built. They could do that even just to give away to people that were there. That would be awesome. Yeah, Coruscant Skyline is something that has to be done. I did it on a base plate once. Split up the base plate into 3 sections. Did a skyline of Coruscant, skyline of Naboo, and a skyline of... I think I did it prequel themed. I don't think it was Mustafar. I can't remember. I can't remember the 3rd planet. But we did 3 planets of that. I think there's so much potential for Andor. We could have so many sets. TIE starships. The Gorman architecture, which would look awesome. It would look as good as the new fountain, the fountain that they came out, the Spanish one, I think it is. That looks cool. I think it's a Spanish fountain now. But that is all for today's stream. Unless we've got anything else that you would like to see. Also, we've got enough sets for May. So let me run over what we will be building in the upcoming weeks, because I will be honest, the schedule I put out at the start of May completely flipped on its head. We're now building more than just Saturday. So coming up this week, we're going to play a little bit of Lego Star Wars tomorrow. And then we will be building this Saturday Ahsoka Starfighter. So Thursday, how about Thursday we open the gift with purchase? I've got 2. We're only opening 1. I'm struggling opening 1 at the minute. But yes, we will definitely be opening 1. I've got to have some of those clones. A buildable B2 Emo would look great alongside R2, Chopper, 3PO, K2SO. We got to get all those droids. Yes, they would look cool on display. Like a giant one, not the advent calendar. I tried building the advent calendar one, and I think it was the dark red. I think it was the dark red brackets. I don't own. Don't own. I own a few of the ones using Grogu's pram, but not the ones going the same size as B2 Emo. So I have to wait for the advent for that. We took a look very briefly at the Gonk. There we go. The advent Gonk from earlier in the stream, which I do think is going to have a hidden play feature. Something on the inside. I don't think Lego would leave it plain. Maybe there's a reason it opens up. Could this be the next Rebuild the Galaxy Gonk? Everything that isn't canon in Lego is being pushed back to Rebuild the Galaxy Season 2 at this point. But we're going to build Camino on Thursday. I think that sounds solid. We'll build Ahsoka on Saturday. Then next week, we will probably on Tuesday. I feel like Tuesday is a good mock Tuesday. So we're probably going to be building another custom set. We've got... I don't think I'll be picking up Kylo's command shuttle just to build Krennic's shuttle. I have to try and scramble together the pieces for that. If you would like to see Krennic's shuttle, do let me know, because I could always purchase the parts. I don't think they're too expensive. And then we've got the Dark Falcon next week. Might start that before Saturday, but I also want to build the Force Awakens Falcon. If there are any other sets you would like to see built here on the channel, please do recommend them. We have built a fair couple of sets recommended by you, the MIDI Scowls, the ATST. So we're going to need some fuel to go through June and July, if I'm honest. There's not many Star Wars sets coming out. Maybe a few leaks that we can build old versions of, but until then, that is all for today's stream. I do hope you enjoyed. Subscribe for a buildable B2 emo. I would love to make that. I don't think I have enough red pieces. Might be needing a Bricklink haul sometime soon, but until then, that is all for today. Thank you for watching again, and may the bricks be with you always.